Hey guys, and welcome to a basic tutorial slash guide for the game Fishing Planet. This game is available on the Steam Marketplace. It is free, but you can choose to put real money into the game to help support the developers, and also by doing that, it'll give you some more in-game cash or coins, stuff like that. So, as I said, it's going to be really basic, and hopefully this will help for anybody that's just picked the game up, or for beginners are not sure really what they're doing. As you can see, I'm starting from the start. There's a few videos out there that I've saw. Everybody's quite high level and they've got all the good gear and they've loads of money and stuff. So I'm going to show you what it's like and what's the best way to do at the very start. So I think you start at level 1. I'm level 3, and the reason that is when I was doing a recording before, my sound quality wasn't the way I liked it to be, so I had to redo the recording. So here we are again. So we'll jump straight into this. Here we go, premium shop. You can pay real money to get more in-game cash. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Or you can pay for a premium, which will give you 1 day premium, and I think it works out that you get like an extra 10% XP when you catch a fish. I'm not sure, but they just tell you, if you read the description, tell you what you get. 300 credits, that's the coins I'm guessing. We're just going to stick to free play as it's just now. So here we go. As you can see, we've got our categories here: rods, reels, lines, tools and equipment, terminal tackle, lures, baits and licenses. And underneath them, if you just hover over it, you've got subcategories, or you can just click the little boxes if you're looking for anything specific. Usually, to begin with, you can't really buy anything. You've just got basic gear, so that's what you're going to be using. Uh, but if you are looking for stuff, I like to sort arrange stuff with the level lowest first, so you can actually know at what level you're going to unlock new stuff, and is it a better choice just to hold off and stuff like that. So as you can see here, we've got the Flagman Telefloat. I think this is the rod we start off with, and to get these items you have to be level 2, and the way you can tell is a little star under each item, which goes for anything you buy in the shop. This is the level you have to be in order to buy that certain item. So that's pretty easy. You've got the price underneath and you've got the coins, and little description on the right here, what's the name of the rod, some details and a little description. And the thing you have to be aware of is each rod has its own stats. So for instance, here we've got a 14.9 footer, and it can hold a maximum line weight between 2 and 5 pounds. It's a 5-piece rod, so it's quite a big rod. What you need to watch out for is if you're going to buy a rod, so say we're going to go for this one. The line weight that this can take is between 3 and 8 pound line. So if you were going to buy a new rod and a new reel, you would have to make sure you get the correct matching reel. For instance, as you can see here, max drag, this is how much line, that's the strength of line this reel can take. So this is 2 pound line. So that rod was between 3 and 8 pound. So we would want maybe, well, here's a reel here you can buy, that's 4.5. So that's between the 3 and the 8, so that's something you would want to match up. Now, another thing is the rods as well. These are like just your casting rods, and then you've got your spinning rods. So again, it tells you the line that is available for this rod. This is between 3 and 7 pound rod length, and you'll see something here called the lure weight, so you have to pay attention to this as well. It's the same, you just kind of need to match up your components with each other so that everything just goes nicely, because if you end up buying tackle that's too light and then you buy bait that's too heavy, or line that's too thick for your reel or whatever, you can break your equipment. So that being said, that's that. If we go to our inventory, which this is our little house icon here, you'll see we'll have 3 icons. So the first one is your bait bag, as it would be in real life. So this is what you would take to wherever it is you're going to go fishing. So this is what's in your bag here. This is your equipment that you've got on you just now, and this is how you can adjust your leader before you go on. If you're comfortable with a certain measurement, and you know where you're going to be fishing, and you know the size you want to set your leader at, then you can just do that here. But if you're in game, you do it in the water, you just use your O and P key, and that adjusts it for you as well. One of the things as well you have to watch out for is your fish keeper. So as you can see, I've got the chain link one. If you just drag that here, it'll get into your house, and it will tell you that the max fish this can hold is £3, but the total overall fish that we can keep is £9. So you have to keep that in mind, because you can't go over that, or else you just have to release your release like a cracking fish you just caught. So we'll go ahead and stick that back on there. So bait bags, you can go to the shop, you can pick up new equipment. So if you buy a bait bag, you'll get more room. So if you look down the bottom right here, you can see as of now we can only hold 1 reel, 1 line, and 10 tackle. Now the 10 tackle, that's anything between your bait, hooks, and floats. And if you've got any spinning equipment like lures and stuff, so like, you have to be careful you don't take too much stuff out that you don't need, that you're not going to use, or you forget to take something. So if you're wanting to take something out your bait bag and put it back in your house that you're not going to need, you can use for a later day, you can just drag it in as I've just did there, and that will free some room up. Next one is your licenses. So we've just got the basic Missouri license, and it's unlimited. So the basic means you can catch all of the fish and keep them, but there may be one fish that's you're not allowed to keep. For instance, in Missouri, the basic license doesn't cover you to keep the pike. So if you catch a pike, you'll have to release it, because you're not permitted to keep that. Little stats about your game. Fish caught, as you can see, this is how many fish I've caught in the first recording that I managed to bug up, and we got 1 achievement. So as you guys can see, I've not done anything special, I've not bought anything, I'm starting out for the very basics. So we're going to go ahead, and I think, yeah, so what we'll do is, I would suggest you buy some more bait. So worms, red worms is pretty good to have. So let's see, so here they're here, red worms. We get 25 of these for $4. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 50 of those. We'll get some cheese as well. Okay, right, so that's what I'm talking about. So we have to go back to our backpack. We're going to take away the bread. And we've got cheese, so red worms and cheese, that sounds good enough. Got some nice hooks and that. We could probably buy with some more hooks. So what I would suggest is we are wanting to go for your size 8s, 6s, and we'll go for 10s, and that should be good for now. So go back to inventory, make sure we've got it stocked up here. Yep, seem to be good. We're going to go ahead and head out to the world. So this is where it catches a lot of people out, like maybe not as much now, but if anybody's still a beginner and they don't understand, money in this game is quite important. You have to like plan your trips the most efficient, so you're not wasting money. So only place you've got here is Missouri, but if you look at the other areas, it shows you the total price of that day is $250 just for one day, and that's the travel. That costs $200 to travel from our home to get to this place, and then it's 50 quid a day. So you have to be careful with that. So what the best thing to do is to plan your trip for a few days. So if we're starting off in Missouri, it's going to cost us 20 quid to get to there, to fly to there, and one day is 5 quid a day. So we'll go for the full 5 days, which will cost us 45. And this is what I was meaning about the licenses. See, we are okay to catch all these fish here, your crappie, your bass, catfish and panfish, but the pipe's yellow, so that means we're not allowed to keep that fish because we've not got the advanced license. And the advanced license is, we want to go to Missouri, and there we go, advanced license is 750, so you'd have to be careful with that. So we'll go ahead, jump in here. Okay, so now we're back, and here we are at the Missouri Mudwater River. And as you can see in the middle picture here, we've got two spots that we can fish. We've got the Pike Challenge, which you can see here, the title of it and a little description, and we've got the last Songs of Summer and a little description as well. So we're not going to be doing any pike challenges today because we can't really, we're not prohibited to catch any pike, so we're going to be sticking with the last Songs of Summer. Up in the top left here we've got the time in the morning, so we always start at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's day 1 of 1, so we're just going to be fishing the one day. As I said, you can, I usually fish for the 5 days, maybe more, just depends, but for the purpose of this video we'll just do the one day. So day 1, as you can see here, we've got a little weather chart. So it's quite cloudy, and in the morning here's our fish graph. So this is like the feeding times for the fish. So from 5 in the morning to around about 10 o'clock, you know, the fish don't really feed as much, but they're onwards they feed quite a lot, and then it will start drop back down again when it hits 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You've also got a little description of the area you're going to fish in. And here this shows you your licenses that you've got, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump straight into this. Okay, we don't need the chat up, so to get rid of your chat you just press your tilde key, which is on a UK keyboard. It's the key to the left hand side of your number 1 or above your tab key. You can also press it again and it takes away your entire HUD. Press it again, it brings it all back, but we don't need the chat for today. So here we are. As you can see, the game looks nice, done a really nice job. So we're just going to use our WSD key and move to the bar, and we get our rod out automatically. If you're having any troubles, you can press the F1 key and it shows you the controls that you need for in-game. So basic HUD description here, top left, time of day, how many days you're fishing for, the weather and the wind, and the top right tells you what bait we're using, what hook size and how much of that bait we've got. So we've got 59 red worms, we're using this hook size 6, and a thing about the hook sizes as well, if you don't know fishing, the bigger the number, the bigger the hook size is, the smaller the hook, and the smaller number is the bigger the hook. I know it's weird, but that's the way it is. We're moving down to the bottom right, you can see our power meter, or indicator, which when you're casting you can see how much power you're going to put out, and when you've got a fish on you can see, I'll explain that when we've got a fish on. Down to the number, you've got the number 0 with a slash with 216 feet. So you've got 216 feet on the reel, that's 216 feet of line, and 0 line out because we haven't casted yet. So that's that, and the little diameter down at the bottom right is, you can see a round circle, you'll see these white boxes that are highlighting there. You can turn these down and up. This is your tension, so if you've got your tension right up, which I don't recommend, and you get a fish on, your line can break really easy. What I tend to do is keep it at 3, and the little arrows in the middle, this is your speed that you want to reel in at. You can have like your slowest, normal, fast, and fastest, and you can also release some line out. So I usually do 3 and 3. It's a pretty good match. And if you press your O and P key, as I said earlier on, when we're in game there, you can adjust the length of your leader. So usually I would start off with, we want to catch out in the middle here, and it's usually 50 inches is usually good enough. And we press F11 so we get a longer cast. Now I don't know if the end of the rod here, I don't know if you can see that in the water, there's some weeds just under the water there, so predator fish like to lurk about there, so there's a good chance where we may catch some bass. Also in amongst the weeds is your predatory fish as well, and you can basically catch fish anywhere, adding far away and really close. Your bait fishing, it's all about getting the hang of the area, adjusting your leader size depending where you're going to cast. So for instance, if we were going to cast here, our leader size is 50 inches, we would need to reduce that to the 20 inches, or else our float would be sitting horizontal across the water, which you don't want. You want the float to be sitting straight, so it's nice and easy to see if you're getting nibbles and a bite and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cast out here. So what we want to do, if you press your right click mouse button, you get like a crosshair so to speak, and you can move, and you can see on the right, on the power bar, the grey box. So when we've got that up, if you're happy where you're going to cast, you press your left click, and you want to press left click again once the power bar gets inside the grey box. So here we go, we clicked here, and click again, there we go. And that's what we do, sit and wait. Now depending on what area it is as well, this game's got a lot of features in it, such as where we are just now, we've got the current of the river. So when you're using bait fishing, as what I call it, with the float, your tackle is going to get dragged down river. So if you've got a lot of loose line out and you get a fish on, there's a good possibility when you're trying to reel in all your slack and you go to strike, the fish is going to be away. So try keep as much slack as you can without disturbing the area where you casted too much. Usually if I do that, I just put on the slowest reel settings and I just give it a little reel like that, nothing too much, there we go, and I'll adjust my reel setting back up. And that's basically what you want to do. And to find where the hot spots, there we go, we've got a fish already, so we're going right here, and we've got the fish on a run here. So as you can see, the power bar is spiking up and down. If it goes right to the top, then you're not wanting to reel anymore, because your line will be getting too tight, your tension's far too tight, and your line can break. So there we go, just a small young largemouth bass, that's pretty good. So yeah, as I was saying, if you get up here it will flash red, that means your line is far too tight. You're either wanting to stop reeling or just release some slack by letting go of the right click slightly, or you can reduce your tension so the fish can take out more line. So you have to keep that in mind, because the fish can either swim away from you, taking your more line out, or it can swim in towards you, which means you'll need to reel in dead quick and the fish can get off. So there we go, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep this. So just on the 0.8 pounds, 11 inches, and we get 11 experience for that, and here is your experience bar. So we've got this much so far, so we only need to get from here to here to level up to number 4. So we're going to go ahead and keep that. And while that's there, I will show you, if you press your I key for inventory and we go to this little icon up here, your fish keep net, shows you how many fish you've caught that day. So we've just got our first one, and total weight 0.8 out of 8.995, so 9 pounds we can catch. So when you have to keep an eye when you get close to this, because it's up to you. If you're catching like big fish and then you catch like a little fish, and you think that you're going to like be lucky and catch another big fish, so it'll take it up to the total amount. You can release the small one, or if you want to take that chance, or you can just keep the small one, and then it's totally up to you. You just have to keep an eye out in this. So got our first fish. As you've seen, it didn't take that long. So we're going to go ahead and we'll fill our keep net up, and I'll show you how to sell your fish once we've filled our keep net up and we can't do anything else that day. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. So we're hoping we can try and get maybe a pun largemouth bass here. Hopefully over that, but we'll see what happens. We're getting a few nibbles here. So another thing as well is to watch is when your float is getting nibbles like that, don't start reeling in, don't strike. Wait till the float is actually been took right under the water and you're wanting to strike like that. There we go. So strike. There we go. I'm always keeping the bars at 4. I don't go over 4. Very rarely. So just let the fish play out. Make him lose some energy. There we go. So reel in. Reel in again. You just want to always keep that tension on so you can't spit out the bait or spit out the hook or whatever it is you're using. Well, I think this is a bass. Yeah, there we go. So just got under a pound bass. A little bit more experience there. Quite a nice little fish. So we're going to go ahead and keep that. And we're going to keep doing the same thing until we fill our fish keeper up. And once that's up, all we would want to do is just press your T key, and then it is just gone to 7 in the morning. So we are just wanting to skip 22 hours, and that would take you to the next morning. That would sell all your fish, and then you can start a new day, nice, fresh, and a clean, empty fish keep net, whatever you use. So that's basically how you do it. So if you guys like this video, if you find it helpful, then I mean definitely hit that like. If you want to see more videos on how to catch certain fish, starting from low level, basic low level, then you can always just hit the subscribe button. I mean, I'll try and put up videos to help people that are beginners or not too sure what they're doing. And if there's any people out there watching this video that know they've been playing the game for a while, then this video is not for you. So I wouldn't appreciate any haters comments or anything like that. But as I said, guys, thanks for watching. If this has helped you, then click that like, subscribe, and if you get any questions or any problems, then just ask in the comments below.